Welcome, everybody. Breaking Balls Sports Podcast here. I'm Joe here with Scott. First time streaming on Twitch, and perfect timing because it's week one of college football. Scott and I were doing our picks. We were talking trash to each other and the people commenting on the YouTube show.
Suddenly, I'm the hated one. Is that
That's funny.
is that what you're
Yeah.
saying, dude?
Usually
Suddenly,
it's
I'm the
me.
hated one, dude. Yeah. Well, there's something about you, New York boys, man, that it burns my ass, man. And I'm pretty sure I'm not alone in this. So, no, I get it, dude. I get it. But yeah, they really, really don't like me. I think there was some savage comments. You know what? I dine on it. All right, bring it. Bring it. I dine on it because I'm right so damn often. And how much money did you make on my picks yesterday, Joe? Be honest.
I didn't follow I had my picks in already, but I do have two going today. Do you want to
Yeah.
start with predictions for today, or do you want to recap some of the games? I know. Listen, I know it's early in the season. Nothing is as crisp as you want it to be as a football fan, but just the fact that it's on TV all day was
Yeah.
was awesome. Maybe we could
I couldn't be any happier. Let's do recap and then we'll go ahead and then we'll go do picks and then we'll do betting lines.
all right, let's start with the game that you nailed. Let's start with the Alabama game. I mean,
Oh, I killed it, dude. I killed that
Alabama
one.
was away, Florida State. Alabama was favored by that was my only loser yesterday. I had Alabama giving 14, didn't even matter.
No, no. What did I tell you? Because I sent you a video just before and I said, hey, Joe, post this up. Remember, I said, hey, Florida's going to win this. Doesn't matter what the line is. Remember that? Do you remember that? Long time ago.
I remember that. And I remember when I
Yeah.
first saw it, I was like, Florida State, they're bad, but they're not like a pushover team
Nope.
generally. What I did was when I did my picks, I used AI to look at just data from early season 2024. And I was like, you know what? If I'm confident in my data, I have to pick Alabama because they said that the average margin of victory for a road ranked team against a home unranked team over week 1, week 2, week 3 was 27.5. And like, all right, Alabama is giving 14, average margin of victory is 27.5. I don't love it. I'll take Alabama to put some trust in my system. You had Florida State. Why'd you pick Florida State? Just to be the naysayer, or you had some inside info there?
No, man, because Alabama is overranked. They are not the team that they used to be. That's really all it is, dude. Look, man, everybody is they're like Alabama is like based on nostalgia. Oh my God, look how dominating they used to be. And it's psychology, man. People get in there and say, well, you just don't bet against Alabama. I'm saying they ain't the team that they used to be, man. All right. You don't have your coach anymore. All right. He moved on. All right. It's done. You had your run and now it's over. And you're going to be a middling team for 5 years.
I felt that way about.
Why am I hearing music, bro?
I put some track in by mistake here. Let's go get rid of that. I was going to cue it up, but it went up. But
yeah,
long story short, it was just a bunch of guys wearing Alabama uniforms. It wasn't Alabama to me.
Is what I'm saying, dude. All right. You illustrated my point carefully, and I gave you this one. I gave it to you. I said, dude, I know this one. My crystal ball was alive and well, and I gave it to you. I had no doubt in this game, none. And it's rare that I will watch a college game with two really well-known teams and be that confident. But yep.
And Alabama coming in was ranked 8. Alabama was ranked 8. So
because they're wearing overranked.
Right. So Alabama, a bunch of guys wearing Alabama uniforms were ranked 8. I think that's the best way to put it. But I usually feel that way about Notre Dame. I'm like, Notre Dame's going to be overranked. We'll do the predictions at the end, but Alabama that I don't have all the games up here, but I got Alabama as, like, if you want to call it a huge upset, it's a huge upset. The other one was the night before. South Florida demolished Boise State, who was ranked. And
that was hard to watch, dude.
I didn't watch it.
I did, because this is what I do. Yeah, that was tough to watch, man. I'm just going to leave it there. I always got a soft spot for Boise. I've always had a soft spot. And They performed, and trying to watch that trying to watch that, man, the other night. I was like, oh no, this is bad. I wasn't looking forward to commercials or anything like that. I was just like, come on, man, let's end this, or something happened, and it just never did. So that was a tough one to watch. Boise's still in my heart. I'm not giving up on him. All right, I'm not giving up on him. Don't laugh. I'm week one. I'm just gonna leave it there. All right, I'll leave it there. Week one.
Right. There
Yep.
was no team that I saw that was like super crisp, right? Like so, um, as far as the winners go, Tennessee won. They were ranked 24. They won at
Yep.
home.
Yep.
Indiana, they're ranked 15. They were on the road. They actually covered the spread. It looks like
Yep.
spread was 22 and a half. They won by 28. Um, I stayed off that game. I was like, you know what? I probably so when I did my betting strategy, I'm looking for dogs getting a huge amount of points or um favorites not giving as many points as I think they should give. I stayed off that game, but if I would have won if I took the underdog. I took a couple underdogs this weekend. What do we got? Oh, Georgia Marshall. So did you watch the
Oh,
Georgia Marshall?
duh. Duh.
So I
And
had
I'm on
Marshall.
record. We're in our comments. I'm well on record on this one. You had
I had
Marshall?
Marshall getting
Oh,
39 and a half. And I was like, you know what? If I had to pick one game this week where I had full conviction, I would take Marshall. Marshall was good last year. They don't get to pick their schedule, so their schedule is whatever it is. They were
yeah.
10-3. They put up a lot of points. I'm like, if they score like 10, 14 points, there's no way Georgia can cover. I sweat that one out. I was like, holy Christ. So so Georgia didn't cover.
39 and a
They won by
half.
39. They won by 39. So that oh sorry, 38. So
38. Yep.
I'll take the W there. That was one of my winners. And
Who was let me interrupt you for a second. Who was offering that line? Who was offering 38? Who was offering 38 points, man?
I did my bets on DraftKings. I had
Okay.
the account from last year. I hadn't logged in since like probably week 5 last year.
All right.
Took Marshall, getting the 39 and a half. Georgia smacked the hell out of them, but who cares? I care about the line. Georgia won by 38. I'll take the W, even though Marshall took the L.
Yeah, that was another tough one. Dude, you're playing Georgia. I mean, that's all I gotta say. You're playing Georgia. All right. Come, playoffs, come the end of it, man. They're gonna be a national champion again. Yeah, I'll be on record week one. Georgia's gonna carry it this year.
Here's my other winner.
Got
Took big spread. I had East Texas A&M getting um getting what? They were getting 37 and a half.
something like
I
that.
think
Yeah,
I
it
think
was
my
16.
stats here I think my stats here are wrong because that game came in. They're playing SMU, Southern Methodist. Methodist again got off hot. Third quarter, they didn't score
Mhm.
enough, and then they that didn't cover that spread. That spread, my screen here is telling me it was 37 and a half, but it wasn't. It was like 50 and a half. So I took the
50.
point. Yeah, I took the points. Uh, it was yeah, I don't know what they pulled this from. I took the points. I didn't have to sweat that one out because there wasn't a lot of action in the second half. So that was my second winner on the dogs getting too many points. So
No,
those
and you're getting lucky on those big spreads, man, because that second half of that game was, let's make sure nobody gets hurt. That's all it was, man. Very, very
absolutely,
conservative all the way up and down. Let's
absolutely.
just don't get our guys hurt. It's week one. That's all that was. So, was that also a DraftKings line? Because that's
That was a
crazy.
DraftKings line.
Oh
Yeah.
God, man, they're putting up crazy, crazy lines. But
Yep.
I'll take it. Yep,
Oregon won big. I didn't watch the game. Did you watch it?
I did not catch that one. No,
That's a team where their coach is big on running up the score. Did you?
I remember
la-
that shit from last year too.
Yes.
Absolutely, I remember that.
What
I
was
was
it where
like,
they're
dude, what?
playing at Michigan? They were beating
Yeah,
Michigan, and the coach calls a timeout. What's his name? Dan. Always forget his name. Oregon's coach with like a minute left calls a timeout for no reason. All his team had to do was kneel to end the
yep,
game,
yep.
and he calls a timeout and he says something like, "I just wanted you guys to take a minute to watch their fans exit the game early."
Yeah, I mean, dick move, man. Absolute dick move because you gotta realize that you're gonna be in that position someday. All right.
And that's what
Everybody
and they
has a
got done
bad
up
game.
they
Yep.
got done up in the, playoffs, right? Was it
It was
Ohio State
bad too.
beats someone beat them
Yeah.
bad in the
Yeah, they
playoffs.
rolled them.
So,
I would have called if I was that coach too, I'd have called a timeout with 1 minute left, looked at the other guy and went, right here, buddy. We
yeah.
remember. Everybody remembers, man. Don't be that guy.
Alright, well, we've got Penn State won big, not a surprise. I stayed off that game, but it looks like they didn't cover, so if I followed my strategy, I woulda hit, but there were a couple of other games that I stayed off of. I'm talking about staying off the underdog. Just because 'cause they're getting a lot of points doesn't mean the home ranked favorite is never gonna cover. I stayed off a couple, like that Oregon game I stayed away from. I didn't wanna take the points. They covered easily by like 14. Um, Ole Miss covered. I stayed off Georgia State at Ole Miss. I stayed off that. And then there was no this West Illinois versus Illinois. The spread was 46. Illinois covered. So those three I dodged bullets. Did you catch any of those games or any of the others that we
None,
didn't
dude.
mention?
None, none. You know what? Yeah, we didn't talk my hogs. How come you don't
Right.
talk about my Razorbacks? Razorbacks, South Dakota. Uh, you know what?
I've
For the
got my
very
betting sheet here. That's why. And I
yeah.
only bet in games where there was a ranked team against an unranked team. You watched the Arkansas game, Razorbacks?
Yeah, and Arkansas should be ranked. You know what? They're going to
They
be
might be.
hurt. They are hurt by their history because they're in a tough division, man. SEC is a tough division. Arkansas and Sam Pittman, they don't have that endless pedigree where they can get, number one high school, number one high school. They can't do that. They have to
Right.
go out there and like a hog rooting for truffles. But uh QB and WR1, man, these guys they were connecting yesterday, and they were connected in a very, very positive and impactful way. And everything was going their direction. So while I appreciate that Arkansas is never really going to be competitive, Hogs are not going to be competitive in SEC. Not to that extent. If they go six
Right.
and six this year, I'm thrilled. They get the tidy bowl, but they at least get a bowl game. But I think based on what I was seeing yesterday, the legacy teams are overranked, and a lot of these up and comers and strong teams are just wildly underranked or not ranked at all. I mean, did you see like Iowa Cyclones yesterday? Number 22 playing South Dakota.
Yeah, they covered their massive spread. Yeah.
Just bombarded them. I mean, just absolutely crushed them. And those are, I mean, I don't really like games like that. I like LSU and Clemson. I mean, I like a game where it comes down to the wire. I actually liked OSU Texas A&M, I'm sorry, OSU and Texas. And I know we're going to be discussing that probably on the show on Wednesday, because Arch got robbed. But
Yeah.
but I like the close games like that, man. I just don't like to watch blowouts. I don't even like to watch blowouts with my own team. So after the beginning of the third quarter, as soon as Hogs scored one more, I moved on, man. I was like, no, they got this. I don't need to watch this anymore. And I kind of moved on. I like the closer games.
Right. Okay. Well, week one, the reason why I was betting week one like this, because I'm like, a lot of these rankings are bogus. How do they even rank? 15 to 25. There's nothing to go off of. In
No.
college football, the entire roster turns over every 2 or 3 years, and it's not like the NFL at all, right? Um, so that's why I was focused on underdogs. But that game last night, the LSU game, LSU,
Great game.
two ranked
Oh,
teams, right? LSU, Clemson, rivals. Let's. I mean, I know what I saw. What did you see in that
I
game that you liked?
saw I saw a second half that was absolutely dominated by LSU. That's what I
Yeah.
saw. I saw a Clemson team. The team that started that game is not the team that came out at halftime.
Mhm.
It's just not, man. LSU dominated them like just all the way across the board, and I know that they love their quarterback. I know that the Clemson gunslinger back there. I know they like this guy, dude. He did not. He looked lost. I mean, he was running for his life. LSU kept bringing the blitz. I remember that I watched that very last possession. They're driving down. LSU was bringing the blitz, and he had happy feet. I mean, from the snap. So it was a lot of fun to watch it. He hits two big dingers, but then when it comes down, 3rd and 5, then when it comes down to it, happy feet, turnover, game's over, and that's it, man. I like to see that. And LSU, dude, I got to point out because I seem to forget, Joe. Were they playing at Clemson or were they playing at LSU?
They were at Clemson. They were
Yeah,
on the
they were.
road.
So they had 100,000 fans back there supporting every single bit. They still couldn't get it done. Still couldn't get it done. I think they are wildly overranked. I think LSU is underranked. They've been churning and they've been hungry. They're always in the picture in the SEC. They're always in the picture. But they've been hungry, man. They've been coming up and it's not like you beat a scrub team. All right, you beat Clemson. So yeah, going to be an interesting year.
Yeah, so the LSU game, first half, second half, wildly different. LSU, I thought the offense was a little too conservative and the quarterback checked down too quickly on a couple of plays. They failed to get points. So what was it? It was like 4th and 2 from like the 12-yard line. They didn't kick the field goal, didn't get the first down. They lost points there. I bet LSU after winning my early games, like let me bet this game so I could just stay up late for no reason again. So took LSU, but in the first half, I was not happy at all. What was it, 10-3 going into the
10 to
half?
3, yeah. Yep.
LSU's getting 5.5. I thought that was ridiculous. It should have been like almost like a pick 'em that game, probably, because to your point, Clemson probably overranked. Um, Long story short, second half, LSU's defense was awesome, but
Oh,
they had that one touchdown call reversed or that one catch by the goal line reversed. I don't think that should have been reversed. I always
nope.
thought receiver catches the ball, comes down in fair territory, hits the pylon, it's a touchdown. I don't
Every
care
time.
what he does when he's 7 feet out of bounds. It's stupid. That should get checked out. But here's the thing: they were a little conservative in the first half. They didn't kick a field goal that they should have kicked. Then they missed a field goal, I believe. Unless my games are scrambled. So just like that, they could have lost the game. The defense saved it for them. LSU's defense was the sharpest thing that I saw
Stout.
yesterday. Yeah, they were great.
They were stout. But that same call, that doesn't get overturned. That doesn't get overturned at LSU. There's just no way. It's like they were giving it to them. Hey, you don't think collusion and that bullshit happens here, even in college sports? You know it does. That call does
I,
not get overturned. It does not get overturned at LSU. It should not have been overturned at Clemson. It just shouldn't. And look, we have to have some kind of consistency. We just have to, and that's a touchdown all day, every day. And Clemson did not capitalize on that gift because that's what it was. It was a gift to Clemson, and they didn't capitalize on it. They got no one to blame but themselves.
and to your point, the college football rankings, the beginning of the year, they're very shoddy. So you had so far at least two upsets, right? You
Big
had
upsets.
Kansas State was ranked higher than Iowa State. They lost. South
Yep.
Florida blew out a ranked team, Boise State. Alabama got absolutely embarrassed, right? And then you have this Clemson LSU game where the rankings probably should have been flipped. And if you're picking the games, you see LSU getting 5.5. Like, take it. I took it. I was like, this is going to be great. I did, like I said, halftime, I wasn't that happy, but LSU's defense was great. That's all I care about. Let's talk about the big one yesterday. The big
Sure.
one that you called. You called this one. You said um, Arch Manning is going to call his uncles on the phone and learn how to play football over the phone, and then come out and beat Ohio State on the road. I originally I thought the same thing. Last week I bought into the hype, but when I had to actually put money down on the game, I took Ohio State. Um, Way too conservative. This guy didn't run. He was throwing like weird, like swing passes and dumping off to
And this
these
sidearm,
short
weird,
routes.
wonky fight sidearm shit. His elbow was out constantly, so that ball's going to sail. There's no way he doesn't have those fundamentals. There's just no way, Joe. I'm telling you, the fix was in. All right, the fix was in. No, don't laugh at me. I'm right here. There is just no way. He's got the fundamentals. I understand his high school career, and I get that, man, but he's been back there for 2 years. He's been there for 2 damn years. And it's not like he isn't getting coaching. And it's not like he doesn't have two, Hall of Fame quarterbacks, some of the couple of the most elite quarterbacks that ever played this game on speed dial. There's just no way. What I saw out there was a kid that was playing in a game that was simply too big for him. That's
Big
all
game.
it was. He
It's a
couldn't get
big
it
game.
out of his head. That's all it was. Everybody, week one, you're ranked number one. That sucks for anybody, but
And
it
you're a new
really
quarterback.
and you're a new quarterback, and you're playing OSU. All right. It's just the game was too big for him. He lost his fundamentals, or he was told, you know what, just take it easy and don't get hurt, because he was very, very conservative. He was not catching his reads. He was looking down his first read almost the entire time. And this is not just one play. This was over and over and over. He's just glancing at, his second or third read. He's looking them down. He's not looking off safeties. He wasn't doing anything. And OSU has got a tremendous defense. You need to run that ball. You need to hit the flat. You just need to move the sticks. And they just simply could not do it. He missed way too many easy passes. And when he missed that 3rd and 5 on the final drive, when he missed that 3rd and 5, it was receiver could have come down with it, little help
Right.
maybe. But if he would have let him, that guy was gone. He had nothing but just green fields and blue skies ahead of him. And you just don't miss that pass, man. It's like it's nothing, man. It's a little 8-yard right there at the sticks. You're gone. You just don't miss passes like that. So I think the game was just simply too big for him. Or Joe, they told him, take it easy, don't get hurt. Don't embarrass yourself out there. And honestly, although everybody's on him right now, I don't think he embarrassed himself. I think he did what he was told to do. I'm
Rookie
right on this.
quarterback, rookie quarterback, enormous game. I thought NFL media has a history of hyping up these quarterbacks that are not quite there yet. They did it last year before the draft with Shadeur Sanders. They did it
Yep.
the year before with Will Levis during the draft. Arch Manning is, I'm not going to say he has a target on his back. The media is going to put ridiculous amounts of pressure on him. If he could survive this season with all that pressure, he's going to be pressed into a diamond, but he has to perform. The game was there, though. Ohio State had a bunch of drops. If they could have got into the end zone in the first half, I'm talking about Texas, that would have
Mhm.
been a different game. Maybe he relaxes a little bit. Maybe he scrambles a little bit more, force Ohio State to put a spy on him, opens up the down. No, that's not what happened. But look, it's the first game. And I guess if the NFL likes this, they're going to put another game like this on the schedule next year. Maybe they won't do it with two brand new quarterbacks in this situation. It might make for better TV, but all they care about is the ratings. It's cool that they don't compete with the NFL this week. I get why they did it. Not great for Arch Manning coming in
No,
with
that
the
was tough.
expectations.
And the thing that I think that spooked that kid more than anything else, man, if you looked at their secondary and how they were set up and how they were lined up almost straight in a line, he had no idea what kind of coverage he was going to be looking at until
Mhm.
the snap. He did not know. There was no way could call an audible. He had no idea what he was even looking back over there, because he doesn't have the experience. And you could look at game tape all day, but OSU's defensive coordinator is absolutely stellar and knew exactly what we have to do to get through this kid, and he did it. All right, it was rough. It was really, really rough watching him out there. Give him 6 games. All right, give him 6 games. They're not every team's going to be OSU. All right, they're going to play some weaker division teams. They're going to do that. He's going to come up here, be putting up 30, 35, 42 points, and you get him just a little bit of confidence underneath him, and then see him in the playoffs.
They've got 3 games coming up where Arch Manning can get his legs under him. I'm looking at the schedule now. San Jose State,
Oh,
UTEP, Sam
oh.
Houston. Blow those teams out. Let's see this guy run for 100 yards in at least one of those games. Let's see him throw for 300 in at least one of those games. Their defense is going to be able to get their groove. And then they've got Florida, Oklahoma, and then a bunch of other teams that are not going to be ranked at that point in the season. So they have a nice schedule other than this first game. And then at the end of the season, Georgia, Arkansas, Texas A&M. By then, he should be, if the expectations are remotely close to what his ability is, that's going to be a good part of the season for Texas. I like Texas. I was going to pick them. I took OSU. The line was moving, like towards Texas, and I'm like, no, this can't be right. This is all quarterback. This is all quarterback hype.
Yep.
When I put the money on Ohio, and I parlayed them with. Are you ready for this? You ready for this?
I am.
Parlay that I have to, with Miami. Miami's getting points at home against Notre Dame. If this comes in, I'm gonna have a great weekend. You like Notre Dame in this
I
game.
like Notre Dame. Yep.
Tell me why.
Look, Notre Dame just has more experience in big games on the road, and for week one, this is a pretty big game. It's a big game for both teams. Notre Dame's got that new quarterback. Miami's got that kid they picked up on the transfer portal. So I just, you know what? God loves Notre Dame, man. And I got a
Yeah.
hunch they're going to come out there. I gave you my call. I'm saying 35-24. It will get some scores. This is not going to be a defensive battle, but I do think that Notre Dame's defense is a little bit stiffer than Miami's. That's really all it is, you know. So 35-24 Miami, 35-24 Notre Dame. And if they were playing this game in Notre Dame, Irish 42, Miami 13, and their touchdown comes in garbage
Ooh.
time.
All
Yep,
right.
that's
Well, that quarterback you're talking about, Miami's that guy. They just happened to
mhm.
get off the transfer portal. Carson Beck from Georgia. He's going to be gunning for a huge senior year. I don't know what the QB draft class is going to look like. He's probably got in his mind that he has a chance to be the number one QB in the draft. I like Miami, so I laid it on Miami with my parlay. I've also got South Carolina today. They're giving 7 at home against unranked Virginia Tech. South Carolina, I feel, was underrated last year. I know they lost. Didn't impress. They're in the SEC. They played teams tough last year,
Oh
so
yeah.
I was happy to lay the 7 against Virginia Tech. I don't know if you're on that game. You could just blind pick it now to go against me so we could argue later, or you could jump on the South
No,
Carolina
man.
bandwagon.
South Carolina plays hard, dude. They are in a tough division, and they play hard every single game. I get it, man. Look, they're not up to, they're
They
not up to
almost beat
the
LSU last year. They almost beat Alabama last year. They they
is what
they
I'm
were
saying,
good.
man.
They were
Is what
good.
I'm saying. Yeah, and they play hard games. They play up to their competition. That's what South Carolina does, and what they've always done. They don't have the recruiting class that of
No.
a Georgia or an Alabama or anything like that, but they make the absolute best out of what they have. And yes, they play up to their competition. Every game against South Carolina, people go up there talking, looking at schedule, say it's a trap game. It's a trap game. It's not. All right, it's not. You are going to have to play these guys hard. 7 points, South Carolina. Yeah, I'll take that. I take that one all day.
South Carolina kind of suffers the same syndrome as Arkansas, I feel like. So no matter how good that they are, they're never going to win 10 games being in the
No,
SEC, but they can give some of those teams a run for their money. Arkansas 7-6 last year. South Carolina was 9-4, and a couple of those losses, especially that game against LSU, was unbelievable. I remember I took the over in that. It's the last time I bet, I think. I took the over in that game because I'm like,
yeah,
South Carolina scores points. I know they give up points, and LSU's good. And that over hit. And LSU was complaining the whole game about refereeing. They ended up winning. But that's it. This is a good first week. A couple good matchups. And then
mhm.
there is a game Monday night I completely forgot about. UNC will play Monday night, um, college debut or UNC debut for our favorite coach, Belichick.
Belichick. Well, obviously we're going to watch that one. Look, man, I don't. It's going to be tough, dude, but I don't bet against Belichick. I
No,
just don't, man. The guy is a winner. All right, he puts winning teams out there. He knows how to he knows how to beat the other people. That's all it is. You say what you want
yeah,
about him, but you're talking about a dominant NFL coach. And now that he's moving on down, because let's be real, man, the Patriots after Brady was gone, man, they were done. All right, he worked really really well with his quarterback, and he couldn't work with anybody else. But Belichick knows how to win, man. That's all I'm saying. And I get it. I get it. It's gonna be rough. I'm gonna be watching. I don't bet against Belichick. That's it.
right. So for that reason, I don't bet against Belichick. I think the line will be slanted towards him. He knows how to win. I don't know if he's had enough time with that group and the different age players. I'll probably just not bet this game. Listen, I'm not a gambler. I want to bet, right? I don't want so, and I don't want to get broken the first week of football. I'm 4-1 picking games so far. I'm gonna probably hit one of the two remaining bets left. That's South Carolina. If Miami wins, I hit a parlay, and then I'll just stick it in my back pocket, enjoy the game Monday. That way, if I want to go to bed early, I don't have to stay up.
Nope, you
This,
roll it all into Monday night, dude. All right. Look, we need
no.
stuff. It's a new channel. All right. We need t-shirts and upgrade and all that other good stuff. We need gifts to give away to people. So roll it all in, man. Roll it all in. Don't bet against Belichick. All right. If nothing else, we got something to talk about on Wednesday because I'm right. I am right
That's
on
it. We'll
this.
have the stream Wednesday. We'll breeze through this Arch Manning issue with the audience and Bell's input. And then it's already time to preview the next week. So there you go.
Yeah, I can't wait. We got NFL spinning up. Cannot wait, man. It's a very exciting time to be alive. It has nothing to do with football, but I got to mention, man, Cleveland just beat the hell out of my Mariners, dude. I mean, beat the
Yeah.
hell out of them over and over. And
Mets are
with the
getting done up by Florida as we this weekend as well, by the Marlins.
yeah, did you see what Philly did the very next day after they were not playing the Mets? You see what they did? What was it?
I
18
saw
runs. My
they
man put
scored
up 9
19, and then
RBIs, 4 home runs. You
and
just got to get
what I
out one
find
for better.
hilarious is all the Met fans I follow on Twitter were saying that Philly must be cheating. That's why they can't win on the road. And then the next day the Mets scored 19. And then no one said anything about cheating.
Yep. No,
So
it is. They're not cheating, man. They're cursed. All right. The curse is real. If you don't believe in curses, you never played sports. Anyway,
all right,
that's
well,
all I got, bro.
that's it. We'll catch up with everyone on Wednesday. Baseball, football, whatever else we run into. You don't need experts to read stats off the internet to you. What you do need is to join the Breaking Balls Sports Podcast. Scott, Bella, and myself will talk sports like fans, not like so-called experts. We have AI and we have the internet for that. You could be an expert, but we're all about the discussion, the banter, and of course the great debates.
Yes. And Ack Rock, is this true? I'm sick of that. All right.
Oh my
Just
God.
stop it. You don't have to fact check everything. You don't have to fact check everything. You people have got to learn to think.
Everybody's worried about AI taking their job. The first job that AI is going to eliminate is people that make their living off of spitting out sports statistics on TV. People who never played and have never even been on a field are experts. That's fine. It's fun to play with the stats. AI can do it for you in 10 seconds. You don't need to watch or listen to those programs. I stopped doing it. Sports debates ended when GTP became usable. And that's
Yep.
that.
Yep. And we don't do that. All right. We're predictive. We base it on it doesn't matter. We'll
Yeah,
talk about
we'll
it
have
Wednesday.
fun. All right.
Yeah.
Well, have a good one.